Okay guys, what I want to talk about today is our workshop and the sorry state that it is in, and obviously the time that needs to be spent to kind of get this where we want it to be. So I'm going to just quickly show you what we've got. To be honest, I've always wanted to kind of hide this away. It's embarrassing, it really is. And this is not right. And there is a degree of, okay, perhaps it's not necessarily as messy as this at the moment. I mean, this is pretty peak messy, but regardless, it gives you an idea of kind of what we're working with and why things aren't maybe working as well in terms of our manufacturing efficiency. So let me just explain about the property or the building we're in. It's a garage, or I like to call it a workshop, but it's a single garage. And what we did is, it's very tall eaves, so we managed to convert to have a upstairs floor. Fantastic. But the guys that did the carpentry for me basically kind of ignored my request, in that I wanted these joists put in just above the garage door there, and they didn't do that. Basically, the height that we've got, if I'm 5'8", and if I stand up, my head is basically more or less touching the top. Anyway, it is what it is. We're stuck with it. That's kind of the way it is, unless we, stop manufacturing for 3 or 4 weeks and moved everything out and redid it all, which I would love to do. I really would. But that's not practical. There certainly isn't the profit in the business to do something like that. And I'm going to actually do a profit video and another video. But anyway, the intention is upstairs. What we're going to do is we're going to bring all our soldering up here, and electronics assembly. At the minute, you can see we kind of got this stack of cardboard boxes, i.e. our packing. So that will go downstairs. And the 3D printers were originally on this really nice frame downstairs that I put together with just like the aluminium extrusions, and then we decided to move stuff upstairs because we added anodizing in our whole situation, and we kind of moved the cabinet about a bit and was trying to work out what was going to work and what wasn't. And you can see the extractor's knocked off there again. That was a temporary addition that was added very recently, literally just to deal with the risk of the filament in the air for the immediate term. But as I say, it's temporary. Look, you can literally grab this and throw it on. It's not held on at all. There we go, it's a bit better. But basically, obviously I'm not happy with any of this. So what I wanted to do is get a couple of data cabinets with the drawer shelves. Put the 3D printers in that, so they're in a nice metal enclosure as well in case anything goes wrong. Can stick an extraction point on top of those cabinets. So the minute I've just ordered just one cabinet that will fit 3 printers in, and then later on I'll add another. I've got 4 printers at the moment. I used to have a bigger format one as well, but I got rid of that just because it wasn't worth printing on. This desk will stay, but it will become an ESD desk. So I've got an ESD top, etc. coming for it, but it's going to move all the way up here. And a lot of this is obviously going to be reorganised and changed. I'm probably going to have to cut out this portion of the W joist or strut, whatever it's called. Someone I'm sure will come and correct me, and someone will probably tell me I'm an idiot for cutting them out. We'll see, but that's my intention. As I say, the whole structure there is sitting on a block wall that's on the back, so it's not a big span anyway, and there's been no dipping or anything like that seen from this, and this has been like this for 6 months at least, and we've had like a lot of higher winds and things, and there's been no issues. But yeah, so the desk will move. We're going to reorganise this. I'm going to put a dado trunking in. So put a nice dado trunking in, put some sockets in, because at the minute, again, these sockets I think we're putting temporarily. These things that, do you ever do stuff at home and you're like, oh yeah, I'll put that in for now and I'll redo it later, and then you kind of never get around to redoing it? I'm sure we've all been there. That is this situation. In fact, anyone critical, look, Bear Way goes over there. It's that kind of thing. So all of this is going to we're going to sort all of this out, and then downstairs what we've got is we've got laser in here, and at the moment there's some soldering and stuff that goes on there, and we kind of do some assembly here as well, and you can see it's complete and utter mess. So tidying wasn't necessarily the priority, but yeah, it is an absolute mess, and we tidy it and probably mess it up in about 10 minutes after spending about an hour tidying it. And it's affecting our manufacturing efficiency, because look, I mean, threading tool, for instance, this should be back over by the lathe. It's not, it's over here. You can lose 5-10 minutes, 20 minutes looking for a tool. So that's really not efficient. So what's going to happen is I bought these desks when I first moved in here, and I didn't really realise the impracticalities of buying them with the cupboard and the thing and like a shelf underneath. I thought that it was going to work out really nicely, but actually it means you can't actually use them as a desk. So I'm going to take the angle grinder to this desk, out the struts, because I know I can, because you can buy this the company that makes these desks sell it without, and they just literally basically weld these frames in, etc. after. So I'm going to cut out the side frames, the front frame, probably leave the side frames in, obviously, to keep the legs square, but basically remove the cupboard and remove the bottom section. I think it's all riveted in, annoyingly, so yeah, it's going to be a bit of angle grinding, a bit of drilling, that kind of thing, a bit jiggery pokery, as I say. So it can actually be used as a desk. That will become assembly only. So what we're going to have is we're going to have a bigger, probably a rack or 2 racks that may fit in under the height of this. That then will have all of our different parts, be stainless steel, copper, brass, or powder coated parts, etc. So we try and organise all of that. And so like we can actually see how many of each part we've got available, and everything will be labelled and organised and sorted. We already have our own handwritten manufacturing system that we kind of monitor sort of bits and pieces with stock, etc. But we're kind of not really keeping up on it, because obviously everything is the way it is, and everything's sort of here, there and everywhere. Say cardboard boxes, etc. will come in here, so we'll probably go in under there or something. I'm still sort of working out the plans with it, but these boxes will come out and go back upstairs, and they'll be used to store whisker spikes, horizontals, verticals, so on and so forth. And then the other thing we need to do is sort out extraction. Now,
fits only a small section of trunking. What I originally wanted to do was do a whole big L, but I didn't want it to buy one length. So I mean, it doesn't really matter. I've got enough sockets on there, etc. Anyway, as I say, eventually we'll have probably a fan control here. Although I might not. I might, because it feels like it's quite a long way to reach for it. So I may end up having another bit of flexible conduit coming off of this later. Say here, might have a fuse spur perhaps. We might put the switch on here, so it's easier to get to. We've got the space for the duct to come up, which is great. So that kind of works out really nicely.